Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my video. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Apple Watch Series 10. Now, I've been working this watch for now over 2 months, and I'm going to be giving you a quick review of what it's been like jumping from a Series 8. Spoiler alert, it's not that different, which was to be expected. Okay, so let's briefly talk about the design. Now, Apple has updated design for the Series 10 this year. We got a slight redesign. We now have rounded corners. The new watch is now thinner. Apple now got rid of this ceramic back case. Instead, now we just have a unibody aluminum finish, just like we had with the older Series 3. And it is now larger by a millimeter. So now you get 42 millimeters and 46 millimeters sizes. In terms of finishes, we also get a new color. Jet black is back, like we had with the iPhone 7. I myself have went with silver, classic silver, since I was worried about jet black's durability, remembering how prone it was to scratches from the iPhone 7 era. Apple has now also gotten rid of stainless steel cases. We now only get titanium and aluminum, but titanium finishes are now glossy like stainless steel used to be. So if you want a matte look, you can get the aluminum finishes, except for the jet black. But if you want a stainless steel look or a glossy look, you can now get the titanium finishes. Those also get sapphire crystal glass on the front. The aluminum models, of course, as usual, get ION-X glass. Now, probably the most noticeable design changes that you can notice with the new Series 10 is how much thinner it is. Apple claims it's about 15%, I believe, thinner than the outgoing Series 9, 8, and 7 models. And wearing it, yeah, you do notice it. It sits better on your wrist. It's more flush. It doesn't protrude as much. It's just nicer. It looks just sleeker. The display's bezels have also been reduced, and frankly, Apple claims, I believe, that it was a 15% reduction as well, if I remember correctly. But using it day to day, it's actually not that noticeable. The Series 8 already had thin bezels. What is more noticeable though is now the cellular models don't get the signature red ring around the digital crown. It is now unibody, regardless whether you get the standard model or the cellular model. They all now have color matched rings like the standard models always used to have. So you can't really differentiate the cellular models from the standard models anymore, unless you look at the back of the case, which tells you so. Some people might like that because it's not discreet. You don't have to show off, that you have the cellular model. But the red ring was kind of a cool, nice touch to the cellular model that I personally liked. Another touch I liked was the ceramic back case we got with the Series 4. It just made the watch more premium. But now Apple got rid of it. Now it has an aluminum back, kind of like what we had with the older Series 3 models. It's not that big of a deal, I guess, because when you wear the watch, you don't see it anyway. But it just gave the Apple Watch a premium look and feel. Although the upside now that we don't have that ceramic back case is it is now slightly lighter as well. So I guess that's the reason why Apple got rid of it, to make the Apple Watch as light as possible. The speaker grills have also been redesigned. It is now like a dual unit, and you can now play music straight from your Apple Watch. It used to be a mono unit, now it is a dual unit. This looks frankly nicer. People have expecting a bigger redesign. They thought we're gonna get a squared off look like with the iPhones, but no. Unfortunately, Apple has still not given us that look. I think the Apple Watch's design is still nice, even though it's like, this design is what, over 6 years, 5, 7 years old now. It is still a nice design, and there's nothing wrong with it. So I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's now talk about the more important features. Hardware-wise, we now get a brighter display, 2000 nits of max brightness, and it is noticeable. You also now get a brighter always-on display, which is important. Just makes seeing the time easier without having to turn on your watch. Although for those who turn off the always-on display, I guess that is useless. Cooler though is the new LTPO display that the Apple Watch Series 10 now gets, which allows you to see the second-hand meter even when it's in always-on mode. But the caveat is it only works with the new watchOS 11 watch faces. It does not work with every watch face, which is just a huge bummer. I didn't really understand why Apple hasn't given all the watch faces support for the new LTPO display. Surely it's an easy software fix that can be done, but unfortunately no. It only works with 3 watch faces that Apple has given us for watchOS 11. It's probably something Apple is gonna give. It's probably something Apple's going to give for the new Series 11 or for WatchOS 12. But I just don't understand why would they miss out on something so simple that could have been integrated for the Series 10. So yeah, that's probably my biggest caveat with the Series 10 is the new LTPO display isn't supported on all the watch faces. On the upside though, probably the most useful feature with the new Series 10 is the faster charging. It now charges from 10 to 80% in like 30 minutes if you charge it with 20 watts or faster. And honestly, fast charging is such a useful feature on the Apple Watch. Now it allows me to sleep with my Apple Watch or just not charge it at night, overnight if I don't want to, because charging it for 8 hours straight at night is bad for long-term battery health. Therefore, I can just leave my Apple Watch not charged overnight, wake up in the morning, put it on the charger, do my morning routine, and when I'm about to leave the house, it'll be 80 to 90% full, well enough for me throughout the whole day. That is very useful. So yeah, fast charging, very useful feature on the new Apple Watch Series 10. And also new for the Series 10 from the Ultra, taken from the Ultra, is the new depth meter for swimmers or for divers. If you dive, it now will show you how deep you are in the water. I don't really swim that often, so not that useful feature for me. And I think frankly, divers don't take their Apple Watches diving. So yeah, cool feature nonetheless, but not that useful. And apart from that, that's really it. That's the new Series 10. Not that many great changes, really the only two useful features for me. Fast charging and the LTPO display, which just makes the always on display look nicer, but frankly, it's not supportive of all the watch faces. The larger display is nice, but it's only a millimeter bigger than before, and it's frankly not that noticeable. The thinner design is also nice. It just now sits sleeker, but it's not that functional, really, realistically. So really, if you have an Apple Watch Series 7, 8, or 9, I would say there's no reason for you to upgrade unless you want to, up your battery life. But if you have an Apple Watch Series 6, this might be a nice upgrade for you or older. Overall, the Apple Watch Series 10 brings some nice new tweaks and updates, but it's not necessarily an upgrade. A lot of people probably are hating on this model. Everybody's waiting for a huge redesign. Probably that's going to be coming with the Series 11. I'm sure Apple's probably in the works for a proper redesign. But frankly, this is what we have for this year. The Series 10 just mostly tweaks the already existing Series 8 or 9, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Frankly, as I said, this design is still great, in my opinion. I know it's very similar since it's been like that since 2018 with the release of Series 4, but it's not a bad design, it's a good design. And if it ain't broke, why fix it? Of course, there's also the Apple Watch Series 2 Ultra 2, which a lot of people have been considering. I see them more and more, frankly, because it just has a bigger battery life. I think it's 20 hours and 36 hours in low power mode. It has a bigger display, the body's more durable. So a lot of people might just skip the Series 10 and spend 2 times more and just get the Ultra 2, which makes the Series 10, well, practically useless. A lot of people might just skip the 10 and think, why not just get the Ultra 2, get the bigger battery, get the more features, get the more durable body. Although this Ultra 2 might not fit everybody's wrists. Overall, the Apple Watch Series 10 is a nice update, but it's not really worth upgrading to if you have a Series 7 and newer. That's been it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.